Hi everyone, it's Miss D. I'm not in the treehouse right now. I'm actually on a field trip, kind of. And I brought my basket that had my leaves in it and my pine cones in it. And I'm at one of the smaller little parks by the treehouse. And I thought maybe we'd take a look and see what kind of colors we can find on the trees. I see one tree over there that has some orange and red and green. Do you see that too? All those pretty colors, all those mixed on those trees. Oh, let's go over here. I see some things on the ground that we kind of talked a little bit about. There's a big leaf. There's a leaf that has some different colors. And there's some different pine needles. Remember I talked about how some trees don't have leaves, they have needles. When you find pine needles come from different kinds of trees. These are 3 very long pine needles, and these are 5 kind of short pine needles. And those are from different kinds of pine trees. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on one little stem comes from a white pine tree. They're very special here in Michigan because those white pine trees are our state tree, and they grow very, very tall. I like this tree over here. It's very, very tall. That's a large, large oak tree. Oak trees grow very, very, for a very long time. We can take some more. We can walk around some more too. See if we can find any animals that live in our trees. My friend Jamie is here with me today. When we were coming to this park, we actually saw 2 squirrels chasing each other. Oh, look at this leaf, it has polka dots. It's yellows and browns and little green spots. We'll put it in our basket. I brought along the picture we drew of the parts of a tree. Should we see if we can find the parts that we drew? Should we start up at the top? You stand underneath this tree. You can see the big tall branches all going off in all different kinds of directions, just like on our picture. This is one of my favorite ways to look at trees because it's fascinating how spread out and how beautiful they are. And on the ends, they still have leaves. This tree has leaves on it. Those other trees have pine needles on the ends of their branches. We just talked about pine needles and leaves. So we talked about leaves and branches. And then we go down to the trunk. That's this big wide part over here. This big part that you can give a big hug to is called the trunk of the tree. It's kind of like the stem on a flower. So this tree has this trunk, and if you look down towards the bottom, we can't really see all of its roots, but we can see where some of them were. And these are the parts that go down, down under the ground. There's some really good roots right there. The roots go all the way up into the trunk. Oh, look, there goes a spider. The spider lives a home in the tree. Now, another thing we talked about was the bark, the outside of the tree. It's kind of like the tree's skin. It protects the growing parts of the tree on the inside of the tree. This bark goes up and down, and inside all these little rivulets on here helps the tree to grow. It helps the animals find a place to live. Let's go look at the bark on another tree. This is one of those pine trees that has needles. But the needles fall off as the winter comes, but not all of them do. So sometimes these kind of trees are where we get pine cones. I don't see any pine cones from this tree though. But this is a pine tree, and its bark has big pieces of bark on it, on its skin. You can see its roots going down, down into the ground. And it's going very tall, and there's its branches and its pine needles. sometimes if you bring these pine needles, if you play with a tree too much, you get some sticky sap on you. This tree doesn't say you have any sap coming out of it right now, so it's a nice healthy tree. We'll go and find some, see what else we can find. I see milkweed plants. Do you have milkweed plants where you live? The milkweed plants are beautiful. They actually have a white liquid on the inside, and they are home. Look at this. Look at these milkweeds with all these bugs, these ladybugs and other bugs on them. Those bugs are using the milkweed as a way to get food before they go to sleep for the winter. But I wanted to show you this milkweed pod, which is what these big things are called. I'm trying to find a milkweed pod that doesn't have bugs on it so I can show you. This is a milkweed pod. And inside this pod will get drier and drier and browner and browner. And you can see this pod dried out and it split wide open, and out came the milkweed seeds. Let's see if we can find some more of our milkweed pods that are broken open. Oh, this one is broken open. And no one's living in there anymore. You can see some of the seeds didn't blow away in the wind yet though. Oh, I love the color the yellow color on that tree. Lots of beautiful colors here in the mitten in the fall. All the different kinds of trees, and isn't that wonderful how all the trees live together? Not bothering each other, just living together. Some of these trees are very, very old. The bigger around that trunk is, the older the tree is. So if you see this little crooked tree right here, it's very skinny. Oh, look at some leaves are falling even. Look, you see the leaves falling? So some of these trees are very, very skinny, which means they're just little trees. And some of these trees are very big, like our pine tree. This pine tree is so big and so tall and so big around. I wonder if I can hide behind it. Can I hide behind it? I can't see you. Can you see me? Hello. It's such a big tree, I can hide right behind it. I'm gonna give this tree a nice big hug. Trees are wonderful. Oh, there's some sap that was coming down and it stopped. The sap runs inside the tree. It's like the tree's extra food. You know what else the sap does? The sap helps the tree when the tree is hurt. If a branch gets broken off or something, the sap will actually act kind of like a band-aid and kind of like a way for the tree to heal its skin too. Oh, I hear a bird. Birds call the trees their home. Let's go back to our basket. What is that? Is that a piece of garbage someone left? That makes me sad. Well, go ahead. Can you grab it, Jay? Very carefully. Oh, look at the leaves are falling. Every time the wind blows just a little bit, more and more leaves. Oh, there goes one. Oh, look at all the leaves are falling. It's like rain. But we don't get wet. Oh, look at the leaf is just falling round and round. You see the leaves are falling? There goes one. See if we can watch any more leaves falling down. There goes one. The wind is blowing again, so we might be able to see some falling leaves. Look at that big, big tree. It's so very, very tall. So many, many branches. You can hear our traffic going by. So, that was one common place. This is one park by the Mitten where we live. I want to go see if there's another park that has lots and lots of trees, because I want to share with you what a canopy of trees look like, and maybe even more beautiful colors. Bye. See you soon.